Hey guys, you mind if we join?
Sure.
Thank you. Dude, are you sick?
No, it's like week off.
So much phlegm. Unbelievable amount of phlegm in that cough.
You know, hey, bro, you was sick like 2 days ago.
Yeah, I was sick earlier this week, but I'm not contagious anymore.
No, if you're not contagious anymore, like, how could you possibly deduce that?
And we are back during the... Well, I don't say we're back. We're just... Hey, we're here. We've been here during the Corona apocalypse. Welcome to another episode, Unfiltered Bachelor. The pandemic. Dun, dun, dun. And during it all, we are keeping you up to date with the latest episode of Lil Dicky. We are on episode 4.
Quattro.
Somebody. And that's how we'll leave.
I think it's supposed to be somebody, because it's somebody.
I just put somebody.
Somebody.
I like that.
I'll explain.
And before we get too far, hi, I'm Blake.
Hi, Blake.
Hi,
no,
Blake.
Already done.
No, damn.
It's so old. Dude, we ruined it day one.
We're gonna do that. Did you listen to that episode?
Of course I did.
Oh, we murdered that bit, huh? That's why you can only do it like once or twice from now on.
Yeah.
We play. Hey, but you know what?
You skipped it last time.
Right. We had to bring it back. Just one time for the one time.
Absolutely. I mean, hey, we're all going a little incredibly stir crazy right now, so let's just go real crazy on top of it.
A little cabin fever going on. How you doing? We're back here with my buddy Jeff.
What's up?
Y'all's buddy Jeff. Everybody's buddy's Jeff.
I hate everyone.
Are you everybody's buddy?
No, I hate everybody.
We're back. Another week. Another Lil Dicky episode officially dropped Wednesday night. Yesterday, if you've got Hulu's. And you know what? First of all, as we get into this and talk about, I absolutely love this episode.
It's a good one.
Because I feel like, and I didn't want to tell you before, I feel like this is a setter-upper episode for his fame. That's why I love this. This is like
I'll get into why I think that if this is how it went in real life, I think it was a mistake.
Well, and it wasn't, so in real life, he didn't take off until he put out Ex-Boyfriend.
Right, but we'll get into it.
Okay, but
you were saying,
yeah, no. I really enjoy this episode because I feel like this is like the, what's the word I'm looking for? The kind of the
polio.
Well, yeah, I have got that. I don't.
Nobody has it.
For anybody that has polio, what if somebody out there has polio and is listening to this?
Then they don't live in a country where they can listen to this.
We're worldwide, dude. We're in Antarctica, probably.
Dude, polio has been properly... Actually, never mind. No. There have been polio cases in America because of anti-vaxxers.
Exactly.
All right, so I'll keep my mouth shut. So the word you were thinking was velociraptor, then?
That's right. I don't even know what word I was looking for now.
Rhombus.
I completely lost my train of thought. You son of a
Unicorn.
Bitch. I never do this. I never
felt
do
like
this.
This was a setting up episode.
I feel like this is setting up episode for like kind of the calm before the storm. That's what I was going to say.
Oh, there you go.
The calm before the storm, because like you're like, I mean, he's kind of building. He's in the studio on 1. He's about to do a show on 2. He doesn't. On 3, he's kind of dealing with his insecurities. Now he's dealing with his fame and dealing with, you know, like a lot of aspects.
And or lack thereof.
And the aspects that are not there that somebody needs to light a fire under his ass and be right. Let's just fucking do something.
Yeah, let's do this.
So we kick it off. And this episode. Oh man, I love the conversation at the beginning of this episode because it's him and Gator walking, and I guess they do that thing where like, would you rather be blind or would you rather be deaf?
Yeah, Dickie's asking Gator, would you rather be blind or deaf? And it's clear that Dickie asked that because Gator, he's just responds baby. He goes, really? You would rather be blind than deaf?
He's like, I don't see all this other shit.
And Dickie goes, you're the first person I've asked that's ever answered that way. And let me tell you something. I asked that question when I was like in high school and thought I was.
When I was 12, like, yeah, like.
But also, I always said I would rather be blind. So here's my thing. The way I take it is, would you rather be born blind or deaf, or right now would you rather go blind or deaf?
I'd rather go deaf.
I'd rather go blind because I can't go back to a world without music.
Just put some hearing aids on. We'll be okay.
No.
No,
it's not that type of deaf. It's not cochlear implant deaf. This is you either never see anything ever again or you never hear anything ever again. And to go from a world where you got music to never having music again, couldn't do it.
I don't know, man. I like seeing boobies.
Yeah, but think about it this way. You want to get real shallow, dating pool opens up. If you can't see them. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Before we should have even got into this.
Don Cheadle's driveway at LilDicky2.com for the hate mail.
What did you think of this episode?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I still like 3, still my favorite so far.
Okay.
But this is a close second.
Interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
for me it goes 3, 4, 2, 1.
3, 4, 2, 1. Yeah, every episode's been better than the last one, pretty much.
I just like the development of Dicky as a person so much more in 3 than I did in this one.
Yeah.
This was more of a development of Dicky. So let me correct myself. I like how 3 is a development of Dave as a person, and I like how 4 is trying to start developing Dicky as
the brand.
Yes,
As a brand.
absolutely.
So yeah, we have the silly conversation, and they have that bit where it's a TMZ bit where they point out
the
Gator.
TMZ bus is driving down the street and they stop. They go, oh look, and Dave.
It's Wiz Khalifa.
And Dave tries like waving, and they go, it's Wiz Khalifa.
And they think it's Gator.
Oh, fucking Gator.
Well, I like how Gator goes, "We them boys."
Yeah, and he goes, we them boys, and he's like waving his hands. He's like, what's up? Just starts walking away all happy.
And he's like, the webs we weave.
Oh, the webs we weave.
Well, because the funny bit is, "We them boys" is what the saying of the Saints.
Yeah.
The New Orleans Saints. But Wiz Khalifa did a song for where he's from, the Steelers. Did a song called Black and Yellow.
Oh, I know Black and Yellow.
Okay, right. So I think that was the funny part of like mixing up the football teams. It was like, yeah, we them boys, just football. They're like, yeah, whatever.
And remember, Gator's from New Orleans.
Oh, that's right. That makes sense.
So yeah.
So it's something he would say, not necessarily
Absolutely.
Wiz Khalifa would
Just
say.
not even really think of it, you know?
I just thought about it right now. And then we come to the bit where this is the bit where you don't realize it's the slogan or the title of the episode.
Oh yes, because it cuts straight to Dave and Allie in the backyard.
Right.
And they're being cutesy and they're doing whatever and they're doing their thing. And by the way, like, did you notice what they were sitting on?
No.
They were sitting on one of the like 3-person seats from the back of a minivan. Yeah. It was quite clearly a
like cut out
like bucket. No, like because in minivans you can remove the seating, so you can just make it a normal van. It was clearly someone took it out of a minivan somewhere,
put it in a
and now it's just in
backyard.
their backyard.
I did not notice that.
Yeah. And Dave's coming out, and he evidently went inside to get Allie a metal straw for her iced coffee.
Yeah.
And then Nick pulls up.
And I want to point out something in this episode, and I wanted to see the other episodes before this. Did you notice? I think I'm starting to see a trend of Dave's color, and it is peach.
Well, I mean, he's white.
No, it is peach.
Nah, I'm fucking with you. Yeah.
In the first episode, he wears peach.
I mean, that's a focal point of the first episode.
Right. In this episode, he wears peach multiple times.
The cover for, I don't know if it's like the official show cover or whatever, but whenever you're on Hulu and you look at it, it's Dave coming out of his own like boxer hole of his own pants, and it's peach underwear.
Yeah, it is peach underwear.
Yep.
Yeah. So this was starting to be a thing I was noticed, and I feel like in the last episode I saw him in peach. We need to take a.
I feel like he was, but I'm just trying.
We need to check the history books. But
second episode when he's going on stage, he's wearing that weird peach bodysuit thing,
white and peach bodysuit. Yeah.
But anyway,
yes, Ryan Sprague just texted me about he can't find White Claws.
Throw it out.
Get
rid of it. Don't even. Spurgoo.
But yeah, so I
should just try going to Target.
You know, Ryan. But that started to be a thing. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, I wonder if that's going to be, because like in Breaking Bad or like a lot of TV shows, the character develops, the color develops with the character.
So I noticed it a lot in Marvel shows, but in Marvel shows, it's so that they don't have to stick to the superhero costume.
Okay, so I get it. Like in Breaking Bad, it was a main focal point over 5 seasons where the character started in one color and he ends the season in a completely different color.
That's very
he ends the show, I should say, in a different color, and every season is like it's his. Like the colors
like
is
that.
transformation, and I think that's something that Dicky's going for, and it's not to sound all taste but like I don't even know what the fuck that means. But
well, I think Allie's got a color too, but it's not in this scene, so I'll bring it up later. But Allie, I don't know if you noticed what she's wearing in this scene. She's wearing she's wearing sweatpants. It looks like Adidas sweatpants, and maybe not sweatpants, like track pants.
Okay.
And she's wearing like a blue Hawaiian shirt.
I always feel like blue is her color.
I feel like it's yellow.
I feel like it's blue or green. It might be yellow. Okay.
Yeah. But it's to me that was just very clearly like, oh, she's wearing Dave's clothes, which is just like I don't know if that's meant to be just like, oh, it's just a normal girlfriend over at her boyfriend's place, or if it was maybe more like, well, after the last episode, now they're so much closer that it just. That's why she's in the first time you see her in this episode wearing Dave's clothes.
Wearing Dave's clothes. That makes sense. Makes sense. But so this is the moment where Mike pulls up.
Yep.
And we get our tag of the show where he's like,
"Somebody suck me."
Right.
Which just what?
It's a blowover line the first time you watch it. Because I didn't catch that was the moment. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just like that's a stupid thing to say.
Right. But it sounds like a Dicky thing to say.
Oh, yes. But
Such a Dicky.
Mike gets out of the car and he's walking over and he's got his AirPods in and he's just still talking work the entire time. And I thought I caught him saying dad. It was either dad or Dan.
I thought it was Dan.
It's Dan? Anyway.
Yeah.
But so like evidently he made some small mistake at work and he's like, yeah, I'll fix it. No, I'll fix it. No, come on, let me fix it. And it ends with him evidently like, I don't know, maybe it's a thing at his work where like, yeah, he'll fix it, but like now he has to shave his neck?
It's like a bet?
I guess. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Lost a bet at work or something like that.
Who knows? Maybe it's just like because like a lot of Mike once again is in the financial business and like very much like power brokering and stuff like that. And a lot of them, at least traditionally, I don't know if this is true or not now, but like are very much boys clubs and like
do a lot of man shit.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like that seems like it would just be a sort of like
silly bet, like you couldn't get this deal or you couldn't close this.
Like so many, like a huge thing is like you make a sale, a big sale, you hit the gong, or
right.
You pass a trophy.
There's a ceremony that's attached with it of some sorts.
So I figured maybe it was just something like
I figured something like that too.
And then so Mike gets over to them and he finishes his call and he just goes, "Somebody suck me." Just so defeated,
and I like how Dave's like, "You're gonna wish bad luck on the mask or something like that, right?" Or Jim Carrey,
why betraying the mask like that, man? That's such a half-hearted. That's such a half-hearted suck me. You're gonna get some bad luck or some shit.
Right. So I like how they try to cheer him up. Him and what's her name? Allie. Him and Allie do. I should know this by now. We're 4 episodes in.
I'm also really glad that Dave said The Mask because I had no fucking clue it was from The Mask before that.
I had heard it and I was like, because it was when it's not somebody suck me in The Mask.
Somebody stop me, right?
Somebody stop me. Yeah. But it's a reference to that
movie.
It's a great movie. I should probably watch that during this pandemic. You know what I watched the other day that reminds me of this
Gandhi.
Whole time? Then yeah, of course that. Jesus of Nazareth. Demolition Man. There are so many similarities to like things going on nowadays, like just in our time now.
Yep.
Like
get the 3 seashells.
Yeah, you ain't got no toilet paper. Nobody's touching hands. They wave hands like this.
Oh my god.
You like there's you get in trouble for like cussing. So꯫ There's a lot of very liberal people.
That's really fucking stupid.
It's a lot of liberal people. They want to stop guns. They want to control censorship of speech. They want to control guns. It's very liberal. Like people are like, "What do you?"
Taco Bell won the food war.
Taco Bell won the fast food wars, and in some countries it was Pizza Hut. But like, because I watched a version that if they release outside the U.S., it's Pizza Hut.
There was
which is crazy.
Theme park that like for an anniversary of Demolition Man did like the fancy Taco Bell.
Oh my god, that's insane.
I don't remember which one,
but we're living in that time right now, and I was like, oh my god, this is the time. And they talk about too.
Which is good because we still have Stallone, so he can still save us.
He can still save us. He can still save us. Yeah, but it's just crazy. But I was gonna say they talk about in the movie people being so scared that they don't go outside and like to stay in and whatever. I'm like, damn, we're living in that time. Dude. But anyways, going back to Dicky.
To Dave.
Going back to Dave, the show. So they invite Mike out, and they go to what I think is like an art show or something.
Before that, two quick things. Actually, one, Mike points out that he's like one of the top sellers at his firm, which is a big part, I think. But also, Allie is trying to convince him to go to an art show that Emma set up.
Okay, yeah.
And she's trying to convince him by being like, "There's gonna be lots of girls there. They're gonna look at you. They're gonna bend over and look at you over the shoulder, and then maybe sometimes they'll do this." And she leans her head further down and like pretends to talk from her butt. And for me, I was like, "Is that supposed to be Ace Ventura?" So like the mask.
Oh, another reference.
Ventura?
Okay.
All right. But yeah, then it goes to them. They convince Mike, and then it goes to them walking into the art show.
Yeah. And
I love this part because it's Els and Mike just making fun of each other for their outfit.
Oh my god, yeah.
Els is like, "Yo, man, I can't believe you're actually going to try and talk to girls wearing a shirt like that."
And then he tell him something about like.
And then Mike goes, "Hey, nice overall. So if you start shoveling more coal, will we get there faster?" So funny.
Yeah, the coal line. I was like, got him.
But then Allie's wearing yellow in this one. Which is what made me think that for some reason
that might be her power color in the show. Okay,
before. But anyway,
interesting. Yeah. No, and then you get.
How about Gata's outfit?
I don't remember it.
Gata's outfit is a sweatshirt, like a hoodie, that has the word Blaze all over it. But then Blaze is in like orange and yellow, and then there's orange and yellow tassels hanging off of it. And the word Blaze is on there like 20 times. And then there's some word in the middle that I can't read because there's also string or tassel hanging
off of that?
It is.
I don't think I noticed it. I need to rewatch it just for that.
And everyone's making they're making fun of each other for their clothes, but no one mentions that because Gay does this shit.
Because Gay fuck you up. And so in this episode, like it's kind of this part, it seems like kind of everybody's sort of. There's Trippy Red, who I had to look up. I didn't know who the fuck that was.
No, I feel like I recognize, I
feel like I've seen him somewhere. Yeah,
but the name I have no fucking idea.
Escapes me.
Yeah,
I saw Young Thug was in this episode. I don't know what he looks like, but I've heard his music.
Same.
And
who's doing the extra line in Save That Money? The one he's got to cut off.
Oh, that's Rich Homie Quan.
Yeah, that's Quan.
Yeah. But yeah, so I thought it was cool. So you kind of see, again, Gata trying to be Gata, trying to get a deal for Els.
Oh, well, before that.
Oh, we got a lot of things going on in this scene,
we'll cover
right?
The Gata part first then.
So just Gata trying to help Els, trying to be fucking Gata, like do a finagle move.
Because Els saw Trippy Red from across the place. He's like, "Oh, dude, that's fucking." He goes, "You know who that is?" And Gabe's like, "What? You mean Trippy Red?" He's like, "Yeah, man." Which I like that part just because it's like, oh, Gata knows everyone,
or he doesn't.
Well, and enough to recognize him.
But
neither of us recognized him.
No, and I think he's hip and whatever. But what I don't think is. I don't think he's like nervous about anything or anything. Like he's very cool, calm, and collective, and he never fanboys out.
Because Els goes like, "Oh man, dude, I would love to produce for him." And Gabe's like, "All right, go
ask him."
And Els is like, "Nah, man, I can't. I don't want to be that guy that walks up to him at an art show and is like, oh, I love your work, and I'd really love to work with you. Plus, I'm drunk right now." But then Gata.
Yeah, Gata goes up to him and makes this like silly story about like, man, our moms know each other and yada yada. He's like,
we saw each other at the barbecue last week, man.
Again, Gata trying to pull some bullshit. Like,
oh, straight up,
Gata's full of shit.
And Trippy Red just goes, "Nah, I don't know you, man." Mm-hmm. Just not falling for it.
Not falling for it. So it takes all of Els to like, hey, I'm an engineer. I know, you probably don't need my help, and your shit's and shit. But like, if you want help on that tip, like,
if you want to go to
that next level,
whatever you think the next level is,
yeah, I think I can help you on engineering. Yeah.
And Jimmy's like, cool, man. Give me your info.
Right.
And,
yeah.
And I love Al's response. Really? I mean, yeah, okay.
And then you have Mike, right? Like,
I love this part so much.
It's so cringe.
Fantastic.
So cringe.
So
this is how a pickup should. This is how a pickup should not work.
But it is how it should start.
It's how it should. That was a beautiful start.
Part. So at one point it just cuts to Mike at the bar, and there's this cute blonde, and she just grabbed a glass of wine. She's like getting ready to turn and walk away. And Mike just goes, "Hey, I just had an idea," and she goes, "Okay, let's hear it." I was like, "All right, that's actually a good. Okay." You got her in, and Mike just goes, "We should make popcorn out of baby corn." And he holds up a little baby corn, and she goes, "That's a great idea. We should totally do that." And Mike goes, "Oh, it's we now, huh?" And she goes, "Oh, okay. You should do that." And Mike goes, "Thanks for the permission. Don't try to take it from me or I'll sue you."
It gets so fucking dark real quick.
Because, dude, he was in up until that line.
Right.
He was charming. He had her laugh.
And then even then, it's a little like, and then he's like, "I'm just kidding." And then it's like,
Yeah.
And then he's like, "But for real, I'll fucking sue you. I sued my cousin."
And she's just like, okay. But yeah, he goes, I sued my cousin.
But for real, I'm just kidding.
It was over some IP shit, and he tried to steal an IP, and I really don't like it when people try and steal from me. And yeah.
But also, just kidding.
Just kidding.
But for real.
I fucked him up. Which
just keeps going on and on with the cringe, bro.
It was so cringe-tastic, which is so annoying because once again, he started off so strong.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, oh man, Mike, come on. But it reminded me of one of those things where, like, I think this is also an issue with Midwesterners. Don't get me wrong, we're not that bad, but we're very sarcastic. And not everyone understands that.
I got it. Okay.
Like I get in like when I first moved out here, I got in trouble with that a lot. Cause like, all right, so like for example, when someone walks in a room, just like a really Midwestern greeting is this fucking guy, and it's like, oh hey, what's up, man?
Right.
And it's like that's a nice colloquial greeting. But if you say that to someone who doesn't know you're being sarcastic, you're a real asshole.
Right.
Now Mike takes it past that. Mike takes it to. He's going to try and make a lamp out of your flesh, but...
It gets cringy, creepy, and you're
so
like...
quick.
Imagine being that girl and you're like, oh, this motherfucker's crazy. I need to leave now.
I mean, hey,
meow.
Which she pulled off well, because then he goes, hey, I'm just kidding. Let me get you another free wine. She goes, nope, I'm good. And walks off. She shut him down.
And then...
She should have.
It should have. And then it's topped all off with... Dicky and Allie going up to, they see Young Thug, and he's...
Well, because he's hanging out with Emma.
Right, and he's smoking in a cypher. It's him, Emma, and I think Young G. I think that's the other dudes. And so he's like, oh, can I hang out with you guys? So this is...
Hey, do you guys mind if we join? They're like, yeah, whatever.
Right, yeah. The scene of this, though, is fucking hilarious because, like, they're all smoking in a cypher, and all of a sudden, fucking Young Thug just starts
a second after he
coughing up a lung, like...
Well, not the joint, the blunt.
The blunt, yeah, they're passing the blunt around.
And it's literally as Dickie's taking a hit is when Young
Thug's giving the Corona cough off.
Which, like, dude, he was
giving that off, that Corona cough, bro.
Yeah.
That shit is this is how it started.
Exactly.
This is how Corona started.
This is where it started. Someone
Young Thug started Corona.
Goddamn COVID. Young Thug was in China, in Wuhan, smoking a blunt.
And eating bats and shit. But like I thought that's another reason I thought this episode was so appropriate for this week. It's all goddamn conspiracy. In the words of Alex Jones.
Oh my god. I absolutely thought that that was like perfect for this week because it's like, all right, yeah. Because the other thing is though, like Dicky immediately goes paranoid.
Yes, and I don't think that scene would have stuck out to me had all this shit not been going on now the way it is.
No.
Like that scene would have just been another, kind of like throw it away scene. But like,
I was honestly for a second wondering, like, I wonder if that was originally a part of this episode even.
Right. And I mean, it was
It had to have been. It was filmed
because the rest of the
ago.
episode, the rest of the episode is so. I mean, that part was in the preview for one.
Yes, this is also.
And to make it part of this episode, obviously, because Dave he's sick throughout the rest of the.
He's kind of sick.
Or he coughs the next day. It's 2 days later.
Well, and the thing is, he goes and he's like, "Whoa, are you sick?" And Young Thug's like, "No, I'm good. I'm good." Weed cough.
Yeah,
weed cough.
We calls it a weed cough. I love it. But no, this is where.
And Dave just goes like, "That's a lot of phlegm. That's like an ungodly amount of phlegm."
So this is a moment where some people who are like all not for, getting sick now and keeping their what they call social distancing. Lil Dicky is your guy in this episode.
Do that. Please social distance, people.
Also, me and Jeff are gonna hug at the end of this episode. So,
We're gonna do more than hugging. Oh fuck.
But yeah, so gotta do that, and then
why were Blake and Jeff double quarantined?
Well,
they were quarantined inside a quarantine.
Why are they drinking quarantinis?
Why did they cut a part out of the episode?
Right. But yeah, so I mean this Lil Dicky is your hero if you guys are a little bit more precautious.
Absolutely.
And justly so, because they leave the scene like that's the biggest part of the scene that happens is
my favorite part of this is first off, Dave's like, well, what if you're still contagious? Blah blah blah. And Young Thug goes like,
"Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not contagious anymore." And his buddy just goes, "Well, I mean,
how do you know?
You were sick like 2 days ago."
Yeah, she's like, it was like 2 days ago. Yeah, but I'm not contagious no more. And Dave's like, "But how do you know?"
Right? Goes, "What are you, a doctor?" And Dave goes, "No, but neither is he."
Again, Dave is your precautionary hero.
Absolutely.
Not so much so that him and Allie get up and leave.
He goes, "I'm sorry, I just can't be here right now." But he does explain. He's like, I'm.
What was funny is that happened to Young Thug again because it was like, "Oh yeah, he's a rapper," and like Young G's like, "He's a rapper."
Yeah.
And then Young Thug's like, he's a.
Well, my favorite part is like they go to Allie and Allie. They go to Emma and they're like, "He's a rapper," and she's like, "Kind of."
Yeah, kind of. And then so it starts off. The next scene is literally Dave.
Well, I think there's one more part we should cover, and that's Mike outside.
Oh, and he starts to get these. He starts to talk to a music manager. Motherfucker's on Groupon too.
Yeah, he's at this art opening, and you just see him playing on his phone. He just goes, and then it shows his phone, and he's looking at Groupon.
Groupon. That motherfucker is at an art show looking at Groupon, bro.
Which, by the way, I don't know about you, but my first thought, because like this other guy walks up and he's on his phone too, and he kind of just looks at Mike on his phone, and I was like, oh man. Is that other dude on Grindr and Mike's about to get picked up?
Right, yeah, I kind of...
That's 100% what I thought.
I kind of had some and then that's okay to be like that, you know
Absolutely.
what I mean? But I'm just saying, I kind of caught some vibes there, like, where dude was giving out vibes.
Different than, if I understand it right, Grindr's different from Tinder, right?
Grindr's
Grindr
gay...
will show you so much closer where a person's at.
Grindr's gay Tinder.
Doesn't Grindr have a map?
Yeah, Grindr will tell you, like, hey, this person is, like, right on the street.
This guy's tapping your shoulder right now.
Turn around.
Yeah. Like, Tinder, it's like, less than a mile. But, like, I think Grindr gives you a fucking map. So that's why I thought that's what that was,
Yeah, that's exactly.
But then Mike and this guy, they get talking. And the guy's like, oh, hey, this is a really cool thing you put on. And Mike's like, oh, I'm not a fucking part of this shit.
Right.
Mike's like, he's like, oh, Mike's like, I'm in finance.
Right.
And then they get talking about, like, being a music manager.
So he starts talking to him about it cuts to them start of that combo, cuts to him at the end of the combo as everybody's leaving. And you start to kind of see, like, this is where the seed gets planted for what's about to happen. So it cuts it cuts to Dave waking up again. He's sick as fuck. He seems sick as fuck.
He's not. He thinks he is.
Well, he's coughing and shit. You just coughing. Get out of my house with Corona.
He wasn't actually coughing though. He was walking out going.
I think he was checking his throat. He had his phone in his hand. He was like.
I think that he's just so neurotic. He thought he was sick.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I mean, that's not even the important
But then maybe he was too.
Yeah,
maybe he got the Corona. Who knows? Maybe. I think it was in my head when I saw that scene. I think it's one of those scenes where you start to feel like you're coming down. Like, you're not sick yet, but you're like,
am I coming down with it?
Yeah, a little like.
No. I think it's absolutely that spot. But I don't think that he was actually sick. I think he was like, am I getting sick?
He was in the am I getting sick phase. So Mike approaches him.
I think a lot of people are in right now.
They're
the other day, I'm just like, oh, I just had a cough. Is it, did I get the COVID?
Do I need
to? No, I'm fine. There's nothing else to think about now.
I'm getting my rope ready to just throw it over and hang myself off my thing. Like, any moment now, I'm ready to go. People are like, that is dark.
So
getting my Japanese blade ready to just
for the harakiri.
Is that what it's called?
That's what the process is called.
You just get your Japanese blade ready and just
senpoku.
Yeah.
Is the blade?
Yeah.
Messed up.
Yeah. Well,
you know, in Japan they have suicide nets around tall buildings.
Is it Japan? I know they did in China at the Apple buildings.
Yeah.
Because people were throwing themselves off, and then they're like, not going to happen anymore.
Which also, man, if that thing's got any give, that's like the coolest trampoline ever.
It's got so much give, it bounces you right back to your chair. Anyways, so in this scene right here.
So Dave's waking up, and he's walking into the
I'm going to grab another one. You want another one?
Please. They're on the bottom shelf. Yes. So Dave's waking up, and he's waking up, and he's walking into the living room. And I noticed a couple things at this point. First off, Mike's there. Yeah, bottom shelf on the door. Okay. Sorry, I'm telling Blake where I put the alcohol. I'll find it. So look at your door. Look at your door. Look all the way down. Oh. Told you. By the way, I'm talking into the microphone as this is happening, so they hear you trying to find the beer.
We'll leave it all in.
So Dave's walking into the living room, and I noticed a couple of things here. I noticed that one, Mike's up, and the thing is, Mike's in finance, so I think Dave's actually getting up at like a reasonable hour because it looks like Mike's ready to go to work. Two, I noticed that in their kitchen, for some reason, they have 3 clocks. They have a clock for LA, one for Venice, and I forget where the third one's for.
How do you notice all this shit?
Because, dude, when I see 3 clocks on a wall in some random out-of-work rapper's kitchen, I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
I just clock it up to him like it's Dicky being Dicky.
You think? I think it's actually Mike.
Oh.
Because he has to know what time places are for trading.
Okay. Yeah. I'm with you here. Yeah. Okay.
But so then Dicky goes and he sits and he grabs a blanket and he sits down on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mike approaches him with the idea of being his manager.
Yep.
Basically, he's like, I'm going to be your manager.
And Dicky's immediate response is,
I don't remember.
No.
So Mike does this whole thing.
Like, I think that would be a terrible idea. And Mike's like, well, I think it would be a great idea.
Right. And he does this whole thing of just convincing him like he would make an awesome manager. And then so Dave finally snaps to and he's just like, yeah, he's like, okay, like worst case scenario, you doing too good, I can fire you. So like
But I think one of the things that I don't remember if it's this scene or the later scene, but one of the things that Mike does, he gets the website because like
he bought LilDicky.com.
Because Lil Dicky, Dave's sitting there and he's like, you don't know anything about the industry. And Mike's like, I talked to a music manager last night. It turns out it's very simple. I know everything about it. And Mike's like, you don't even own the website
LilDicky.com. He's like, well, it was already purchased.
Purchased. And Mike's like, yeah, that's why I bought it. He goes, wait, we got LilDicky.com? Which is also why when I realized that's why it's Don Cheadle's driveway at Lil Dicky 2.
Because he can't.
Because he didn't have Lil Dicky at the
time. It's not only for security reasons, right? Like not only for hackers.
Because of hackers.
So, I mean, they start this relationship where you're like, God damn it! All right, Mike's got a shot.
But at this time too, do you notice what Dave like kind of drapes over himself?
Yeah, a little blanket.
He drapes exactly, lending credence to the he's either sick or thinks he's sick. But I don't know if you noticed. It also looks like that shawl that they put over you when you're being bar mitzvah.
I didn't want to say it looked like a little rabbi-ish, but it looked a little rabbi-ish.
Well, it 100% does because it's got the blue stripes in like the spots where like the shawl for when you're getting bar mitzvah.
It did really look like that, but I didn't want to point that out.
Well, the thing I wanted to because Dave is also really
he's Jewish,
proud,
yeah.
He's proud of being a Jew,
yeah.
And like fuck yeah, you should be, man.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought that was actually a cool nod.
Yeah, I did.
Didn't notice it the first time. I noticed it
the first time, and I was like, I wonder.
Yeah.
He's kind of got a little Jesus Nazareth thing going on right there.
One of the other things I like during their whole back and forth is Dave's like, this is only on a temporary basis. I don't want you quitting your job or anything. And Mike just goes, no, this is a side hustle. This is my side hustle. I still need to be making money. And then Dave goes, oh, right, because 20% of the next Kanye is not enough. And Mike goes,
let me carry the 5 and there's a 0.
Right in front of you. 20% times what you're bringing in right now is, 0. Bringing in no money. Which, funny as shit, but it's also a really important point. He's grounding Dave and like to be like, for Dave to be like, oh, I'm doing to do this. And he's like, also, you're not doing anything right now though. So kind of shut the fuck up and let me help you out real quick. He's helping Dave develop that team that Dave is slowly getting. You kind of like, that's another thing I like about the show so far. It's kind of, Dave is developing his team. Absolutely.
First episode, he got a gator. He got a gator. He got a gator. He got his hype man. He's got his hype man. He's got his partner in crime.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then
let's be honest, Gaeta does open doors. While he does it like somewhat unintentionally, just by being pretty fearless, he's still opening doors for everyone.
Right. The second, and I think the second and third episode were very much kind of Allie episodes where but
I think the second one also points to how important Els is. He's not just in the studio with him; he's also there on stage with him.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Making fun of him the entire time. But.
And then, so if we'll give Els the second episode, we'll give Allie the third, and I think this one, the fourth, we're gonna give it to Mike.
So the thing is, like we pointed out, the first episode's really a Dicky episode. The second episode's really the side characters episode. The third's really the relationship between Dicky and Allie. This is very clearly the relationship between Dicky and Mike.
And Mike, yes. It's a Dicky Mike episode.
Absolutely.
First one was Dicky Gaeta. The second one was kind of Dicky Els. The third one's Dicky Allie. This is Dicky Mike.
Absolutely. Which, I mean, he's one of my favorite characters. So,
Mike's fucking Andrew Santino in this fucking show.
Goddamn
every time
funny,
I think he can't get any better. Every time I did it, I thought you couldn't top shaving a man's back in the fucking shower.
No. To acne.
Yeah.
The acne
cream. Oh, that's right. Yeah. And putting the acne cream in the goddamn guy's back. Rinsing a man off.
Holy shit, you know what I just realized? You remember, so that's the second episode, right?
Uh-huh.
Where were they doing that?
In the bathtub.
Think about the third episode.
Right. Which bathtub were they in?
Right?
They must have more than one bathtub in that house.
No, they just got the one bathroom, remember?
Who said there was only one?
Because when Allie's trying to get in.
Oh.
So that means they have a bathtub and then a freestanding shower. Weird.
Interesting.
Anyway.
Okay. Moving on.
But yeah, so it goes to show that, like, you know, like it's really important to point out, and this is something important to point out to a lot of people, especially like here in Austin. We notice it a lot because if somehow you listen to this and don't know, Austin is music. Austin is the live music capital of the world. It's what's done here. But so everyone wants to play music, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. But like, not a lot of people. A lot of people think they're going to make it big, but don't realize, like, well, then music needs to be your job.
Right.
It's not just a hobby. It's not just something you do on the side. No. This is your job, and you need to treat it like such. Mm-hmm. And I think Mike really points that out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And he makes it real. I think he makes the dream real.
Very true.
And you need a guy like that too, because the artist needs to focus on the art.
Yep.
And you need a manager to focus on the business side of things and making sure you're in the right places at the right times, connected with the right people.
The right money moves. Oh God! Speaking of money.
Okay, so
this scene ends with Dave walking out and Mike going like, "Hey, can you put me in touch with your money guy?" And Dave just goes, "I'll have him email you."
Yeah, no, he goes like, "I need to get the last 3 years of your taxes."
Well, no. So Dave goes. Mike asks Dave, "Hey, can you put me in touch with your money guy?"
Oh, okay.
Dave goes, "Yeah, I'll have him email you." And then it goes to commercial. And right when it comes back,
it's Mike talking with Dave's parents, his dad specifically.
Dave's money guy's his dad. And it's like you said.
And my favorite. Okay, so I wrote down something with this.
Go.
And this is hilarious because Oh no! Before we even get to this, the Todd Dillerson. Todd Dillerson! How do we miss Todd Dillerson?
So when Mike and Dave are having this initial "I want to be your manager" talk, and Dave goes, like, "You don't know anything about the rap game."
And he's like, "I was talking with this guy named Todd Dillerson last night," and he's like, "Todd Dillerson," and he's like, "Yeah, Todd Dillerson's like Todd Ty Dolla $ign? Like, yeah, like I said.
I thought it was just more formal. You know?
It's not more formal. Like, yeah, whatever.
Todd Dillerson.
First of all, how did Dicky get Dicky's?
I never would have gotten that.
I never would have gotten Ty Dolla $ign from Todd Dillerson.
No.
Even if I thought about it. But like maybe if I knew Ty was there, like, if they would have brought it up at some point, like Ty will be there or whatever. But like,
I still would have been like, show me a picture of who the fuck.
Yeah, who are you talking about? Todd Dillerson, though. That I had to write that. I wrote that down.
Oh my god! That made
Another thing I wrote down is
hard.
where we're at now. The Todd Dillerson. These little lines.
Todd Dillerson. Once again, people,
pay attention.
put your subtitles on.
Pay
for the
attention
show.
to what's
Watch
going
it
on.
multiple times.
Then, so this is my funniest part that I have written down because so not only is the dad the money guy, and not only does Mike go, "Can I get the last 3 years of your taxes?" The dad goes,
I'll give you 5.
I'll give you the last 5. And he's like, do you do zip files?
Yeah.
No, the dad is so excited to use technology.
Oh, so
That Mike's like, you don't need to send it in a zip. Like, I'm sending you there's one and there's another.
And then he goes, I'll let you know when it's done zipping.
He's so excited to use technology.
So the older generation with technology.
He wants to use the zip. Like you could tell he just learned how to use zips.
Yeah, and he's proud.
And he wants to be able to send a zip.
And hey, you send that
You
zip.
you zip that
You
shit.
send that zip money, man.
And then this is the funniest scene too. Like one of any scene so far with the parents.
By the way, Mike's clearly sitting in his office having this conversation over the phone with them.
This is clearly a side hustle.
Oh, yeah. But I just wonder, like, what do you think the people that work with Mike that are walking by
Like, what are they?
are
What the hell?
thinking is going on?
What the hell is he doing? Or maybe not. Maybe everybody's occupied.
Hey, maybe they'll have
Occupado.
thousands.
Maybe they're making money and he's no. Just kidding. That's knocking Mike there. But here's one thing that I will say.
Ooh. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, this is hilarious because the dad's finally like, hey, Mike, I just want to say thank you for taking over Dicky's finances.
Yeah.
And then they get in this whole tirade of like,
Well, but do you remember how Mike responds to that?
no.
He goes, yeah, I personally see how he spends his money, and it's a nightmare. We've got 3 Roombas, and we don't even have a carpet.
And then they get into this whole tirade the dad does of like looking at Dicky's spending, and he's like, why did the mom's like, why did we buy him a Camry if he just takes an Uber everywhere?
But at least he FaceTimes us in the Uber.
But the data. And then I love this line because he's like, Mike, you should get Dicky a Sam's Club. You need to get him a Sam's Club membership. And the mom's like,
He
we
can
can
just use ours.
And he's like, no, that's stealing.
But then the mom goes, but we're just using Patricia's.
No, the Hulu. We're just using Patricia's Hulu.
Oh, that's what it is.
And he's like, that's different. Streaming is different from vandalism, or he's like from stealing.
Oh my god, it was so great.
Yeah, and then Mike's like he hangs the fuck up.
Oh yeah, he's just done.
And then the dad blames the dad's like, he hung up. Mike hung up. It's because you came over here. Dude, that's one of my favorite scenes in that fucking shit.
One thing that they pointed out that I don't know if it's that I'm this old or this poor, but I totally agree with. They go,
$46 delivery.
a $42 takeout for one person. Yeah, who the hell spends $42 on one takeout meal?
Listen.
Dickie's not eating fucking surf and turf.
No,
man.
it's not that. What it is the delivery fees and the taxes.
No,
and
they said takeout specifically.
Yeah, it is takeout. It's probably takeout, like Favor or like Uber Eats or like.
Dude, if you do carry out, there's no.
Oh, takeout? I think they may. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. But one thing that we actually missed a second in the scene before this one, and I do think is important, is like when they're having the conversation, should we hire you, should we not? Dave actually asks Mike at one point, he goes, do you even believe in me? And while funny, I think this is also important, Mike goes, God, I don't know why I do, but I do. But like, I do think it's important that it points out that like, yeah, Mike's actually, yes, this is a side hustle, but he also actually believes in Dave and that Dave is going to make it. Mm-hmm. So, and I think that's a really important point between their relationship.
It's a good kind of fulcrum point for this episode.
But so then after that,
so then we've got Mike getting the funds, and then they're in the studio.
Oh yeah, which literally. So by the way, the way this episode works is it goes Monday and it shows a little bit, and then Tuesday and it shows a little bit. And the thing is, so Mike gets the funds, And then it goes, Wednesday. And it cuts to the studio and just L's laughing uncontrollably.
About the fact that Mike is his...
Yeah, he's just like, Mike!
He refers to him as a leprechaun.
He's like, I mean, what are you going to be like? Hi, I'm Lil Dicky, and this is my giant leprechaun.
Yeah.
And Dave's like, no, you know what? I trust him. You know, I really trust him, and I believe in him.
So yeah, it's a good little. I think this is a very much just kind of a. I don't want to say it's a filler scene, but it's an introductory scene to where you see again when what's her name walks in. Allie walks in.
Somebody suck me. And it's just so dumb.
Right. That's the third time we hear it in this episode.
Yes.
Because Dave says it, Mike says it, Allie says it.
And then, yeah.
And then so it's like she brings him a neti pot because he's feeling sick.
Have you ever used one of those?
Neti pot? Never.
I have not, and I don't think I ever can.
Now that I know like what the premise is of it, I'm not.
It just, no. So the neti pot, if you don't know, it's one of those things where when you're sick, you put distilled water in there, and I think you heat it up a bit.
You heat it up.
And you pour it in one nostril, and it's
supposed to come out of the other.
It comes out the other nostril. And I think I would just feel like I'm being waterboarded. It's supposed to clear everything out, but I don't think I'd ever.
I'm not down for it. I'm not down with the sickness.
We get another awesome throwaway line in here.
Which one?
Dave's like, "Did you bring the distilled water?" And she goes,
yeah.
"No." And first off, he goes,
"She's like, that's a mic job, Mike." And she's like, because L's go, that should have been a mic job.
"That's a mic job now."
Yeah. And then so when she's like, "I got you the neti," and he's like, "What about the distilled water?" And she's like, "I forgot it." And he's like, "Oh."
Mike wouldn't have forgot it.
And she's like, yeah, that's a Mike thing, right?
but and then he also goes, so like, what do you want me to just use? And she's like, and he's like,
tap water?
Tap water? And he goes, I can't use that. This goes in my nose. This goes in my nose. That's the neighbor to my brain.
Yeah. Dicky, the way that he equates things is fucking beyond hilarious.
So funny.
Now,
but Allie's also really cute with Els in this scene.
Oh yeah, I mean,
like, my little baby, and Els is just like. But the thing is, like, I like that it's pointing out that like Allie's really a part of the group,
right? I was going to say,
not just the girlfriend,
right? She's kind of in with everybody.
Yeah,
like.
Absolutely.
So Els is there. Why is Els here? First of all, why are you asking? Els is waiting there for what's his name? Red. Trippy Red.
Trippy Red. But before that, one more thing that I do think is important is when Dave's like, "Yeah, Mike. Yeah, Mike's my manager. I trust him." Gata goes, "Yeah, man, Mike's good people. He's family. We got to keep it in the family, you know?" And like, I like that Gata's defending Mike. Because remember, Els is bashing him. But Gata's like, "Fuck no, we got Mike's good people."
Because him and Mike just had a moment in the last episode.
So I like that, you know, like they point out that Gata's still about it, you know?
You got to mow the grass. And he's like, "What?"
Yeah, and I love that.
You got to mow the grass so you don't see the, so you can see the snakes. And he's like, "Yeah, you're right. He's not a snake." And that moment where I was like, "Well, that's not what." Okay, well, it's close enough.
But so Els is there waiting for Trippy Red.
Mm-hmm. And so the bit I loved about this that ends so well is when Gata's like, "When am I gonna get some studio time?"
And Ellie's like, "Oh, Gata, you're a rapper too?"
And he's like, "Yeah, I'm just trying to."
Come on, Allie.
Like, you should have been on this, Allie.
And Els is like, "No, why would I give you studio time?" And Gay goes, "I hooked you up, man. You owe me. I hooked you up."
You've been having this where he's like, "What?"
Els is like, "Oh, you mean when you tried to pretend that your mothers knew each other?"
Mm-hmm.
But what is it that Gata says? He goes, "Come on, man, you gotta put me in there. I got that ghetto brilliance."
Yeah, I got ghetto brilliance. Like, god damn, Gata. There's some good lines like that, and then so that feeds into the next scene.
Well, so first Gata goes, "So you're gonna hook me up with some studio time?" And Els just goes, "No, cut." And it cuts to the next scene.
And the next scene is, I'm trying to think of what it is.
Is the next scene when
I think
they're back at their place?
Yeah, when they're back at their place. Yeah. And you know, Mike's watching TV.
He's smoking a bowl.
He's watching the TV. So he's watching the Penguins. The Penguins. And Dicky comes in, wants to watch a basketball game. And this scene right here, like, I was trying to understand, like, kind of artistically, like the dialogue and all this shit is so funny, and like, I don't want to do it like line by line, even though we probably probably could and should.
Yeah.
But
we got to make sure we break down a good amount.
Right. Yeah. And I think this bit though is very much a very like, it's like when a movie where the friends kind of have a little tension.
Oh yeah. Oh,
this is definitely that moment where like there's clearly Mike wants to watch Penguins, Dicky wants to watch Sixers versus
so Dicky
Suns.
Walks in and says, "Hey, Sixers versus Suns on ESPN. You want to watch?" Which is fine. That's a good way to come in and ask. But Mike just says flat out, "I was like, oh no, man, I'm way too into this Penguin documentary. It's really depressing how quickly their territory is retreating. You should really sit down and watch."
And Dickie's like, "No, man, like it gets me in my zone. Every time the Sixers beat the Suns."
I hate to play the client card.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, dude, you're being such a dick.
Yeah, and so it doesn't play out in Dickie's favor.
Because Mike's fucking smart about it, though.
Right. Because
first Dicky goes, "What can I say? It just puts me in a really good creative space watching the Sixers beat the shit out of the Suns." And then Mike goes, "Really? Put you in a really good creative space watching the Sixers face the Phoenix Suns in a regular season game."
Right. And it alludes to the throwaway line from the scene before. And I don't want to say throwaway line, but the line before where, remember Dicky was explaining like Mike would argue with the college teacher?
Oh yeah.
And he's like, he would debate him and he would beat him.
And he would win.
Yeah. So this goes to, that almost, I didn't even think about
that. Yeah, that's a really good catch, man.
Yeah, well, this turns in like you're playing it like a debate, and I'm like, actually, yes, and it's referenced in the scene before. So again, all these scenes make sense.
Oh, absolutely.
And you just got to find the bits that are interconnected, and I didn't think about it till now. Wow, that's why we talk about it.
This is also why we need to watch it multiple times.
And so this is clearly Mike being able to have his way with words, which may come into play. Dude, I think
a manager needs to be able to do that.
Yes.
A manager needs to be able to outwit people.
Yes, especially his client.
I mean,
which he does. So Dicky he's like, you should be making shit, basically. Is like, and Dicky's like, you know what? You're right. I should. So he goes over to the studio,
which is literally
right behind the couch. Which is the couch where Mike is sitting on watching the goddamn Penguin documentary. And he starts making sounds and stuff. And Mike's like, "Oh, you're gonna do that now. You can do that. Yeah, you can do that now, huh?" He's like, "Yeah, no, you told me we got to be making some music." He's like,
"Yeah, but you know what, man? I'm actually sorry. Looks like I'm off the clock."
Right. He's like, "But the music industry never shuts down. 24/7.
I'm surprised you didn't know that."
Yeah.
And Mike goes, "You know what?
You're right. You're right."
Turns off the TV and you're like, "Man, Dickie's being an asshole and he won." But then Mike turns around.
Mike flips the script again.
Looks at Dicky.
He's like, "I'm ready for it. Let's go."
Happy.
Yeah.
And he's bouncing his head back and forth.
Let's go. I know you got them bars.
Hardcore white guy dancing.
I know you got some bars. Let's go. I'm ready for it.
Just spit me some fire.
Right.
Spit me some fire, Papa. No, spit me some fire, Daddy.
And he's like, Dave's just sitting there. And he's just
bopping his head. He's like,
He's like, yeah, any second though. Like, I need absolute silence. So clearly he's like, clearly Dickie's not actually doing this to actually record. He's doing this
absolutely.
out of kind of like be an asshole back to Mike. And Mike's like, he's like, you wouldn't be trying to do this because I was going to watch the TV, and
right? Yeah.
That wouldn't be something you would do, right?
No, not at all. and I don't remember how it ends, but I don't remember what Dicky says, but like Dickie's clearly like, all right, I'm not going to do this. And I remember just because Mike goes, all right, it just turns around and turns.
Well, he fires him. He's like, you're fired.
That's what
he's like, you're fired. He's like, cool, man. And he turns around and puts the Penguin documentary back on. So Mike wins. Then the next day, which is, I mean, Mike's fired, but Mike is still working for him. He's still doing his thing.
He also understands that like the friendship is still there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so
Dickie's playing video games.
Mike walks in and Dickie's playing like a racing game or some shit.
He's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm drifting.
Well, Mike walks in hopeful. He's like, I see some dishes in the sink. Was someone creative today?
And he's like, no. And then by this day, it's Thursday.
Well, what are you doing, man?
Yeah. And he's just like, I'm drifting. Yeah.
And he's trying to say like, well, I can't.
I love it. He's like, you should do
stuffed up.
My favorite part. Yeah, I'm too stuffed up. I love my favorite part is he goes, he's like, so you should have like a schedule, right? Where you wake up, maybe you get some breakfast, and then you do the hooks.
In, you know?
Maybe you do the hooks, you know, and then for lunch maybe you write some you know,
some verses.
Some verses. And then, like, you do some, like, you know, you do some of the beat
touch-ups.
Yeah.
You know, by the end of the day.
You got a full song, right?
And Dave just,
like, looks at him.
stares at him.
And he's like, is it the wrong order? Or like, and
do you want to do the verses first?
Is that how the way it goes? And I love how Dave goes, did you just Wikipedia music?
Oh, man.
One of my favorite lines of the fucking, did you just Wikipedia? Because it sounds so like formulaic, like not like free flow. That's not how this shit works.
No, not at all. But what Mike,
as a former rapper, that's not how this shit works.
I mean, as a former white kid,
what are you now?
I'm somehow whiter.
You evolved like a Pokemon.
Oh god, but it's not a good evolution. But no, Mike's trying to point out, he's like, you need to one, treat this like a business, and you need to, like, I think he says, like, you need to have like a schedule, like a job.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Dave points out, like, you know, this isn't the sort of thing that you just get up and you can do. He says, Mike or Dave goes, I have a slow process. You know, greatness comes to you when it comes to you. That's what Gaeta always says.
Oh, God.
I forget what Mike said. It was a bit of a slam towards Gaeta, but it was just so funny.
It's more like, don't listen to that fucker. Like, we're trying to do this other thing. So, basically, if you're not making new music, we need to do something to go viral at this point.
By the way, that's the thing. Mike's really understanding of that, too.
Right.
Okay, I understand that you can't just wake up and be creative on the spot.
But we also have to get out there. We have to do these things.
Yeah.
And he's like, I mean, you're not doing anything. It's so.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just remembered. Because this is too amazing to not point out. When Dicky's like, that's what Gaeta always says. Mike goes, yeah, Gaeta also asked me yesterday if a rhinoceros was real.
And he's like.
And then just silence.
I love how Dicky's like.
Dicky goes like, you mean because like.
They're extinct? And Mike's like, what?
No. And that's possibly my favorite line.
You mean because they're extinct? He's not saying that they're not real. He's not saying they're not real. He's saying that they were once real. They're just not real anymore.
Which, by the way, you know what a Siberian unicorn is?
No.
Dude, so it turns out unicorns were real.
No.
But it was like a rhino that had the horn coming out of its head, not its nose. And it's a giant fucking horn, dude. Yeah.
No.
Swear to God. Not fucking around at all.
No.
You keep talking because I'm going to look this up. Because then I decided to go viral.
Well, I want to see this unicorn now.
Oh, I'm pulling it up, mofo.
Show me a unicorn. Everybody look this up with me.
This is going to be insane.
It looks like a big rhino.
Yeah. But the giant horn is coming out of its forehead instead of its nose. It's like a woolly mammoth rhino.
It's a huge rhino.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, it was like a fucking mammoth times. Ice Age.
Okay. Basically what we're going through now.
But so unicorns were real, Holmes?
Kind of.
And so are rhinos.
You mean because
so are rhinos.
You mean because they're extinct? So fast forward to Mike's trying to motivate him to do some new shit, and they decide to do this viral bit,
which I think was a bad idea.
I thought it was hilarious, but I was like, what are they doing? Also, it's like, what are they doing?
And so the thing is, though, it cuts to the next scene, and
they're in the library.
Well, but it's
library.
You see Mike in the library. And there's this kid on his laptop, and Mike just walks up and he's holding his phone like he's about to film something.
And he goes, shh.
And the kid just like looks up at him, like, what the fuck?
And Mike's like, shh, don't make me
Mike just goes, shh, be cool.
And Dicky walks out in this yellow's 1920s zoot suit.
It's the exact zoot suit from the mask.
The mask, the yellow one. It's just imagine the mask, that yellow zoot suit.
But instead of wearing a mask, it's Dicky.
It's Dicky, just normal face Dicky, not green face.
Beard and afro and all.
And so Dicky climbs up on a bookshelf, which in the most hilarious way too. It's not even like he tries to pull himself up.
No.
He leans forward and
his torso falls on him.
And he drags himself forward and then like stands up.
And by the way, like when we say bookshelf, it's like at the height of a desk though. It's not like he's like reaching over his head.
He's not going like 6 feet high.
It's maybe 4 feet high.
Tops. Tops. And so he goes and stands on this bad boy.
On it.
and he's like, somebody suck me.
And it's so cringe.
And you're like, what in the fuck? And then he tries to get down, and
Mike's like,
no.
Dave, no.
We've got to wait.
I didn't get it. Like, pointing at his phone, he's like,
one more.
I get it. One more. And Dicky gets up and he does it again.
And then you see this kind of like, he's everywhere doing it. They're filming him.
He does it there. He does it at a gym, on the top of an apartment
He
building.
does it a basketball. He's playing basketball.
He hits a jump shot, turns around and says it.
And I love how the ball gets stuck.
Yeah. He's on one of those fucking scooters.
He's at a basketball game, an NBA game. Did you see that?
Yeah. He's on the jumbotron. And
yes, doing.
But then,
suck me.
The thing is, at this point, you realize it's a newscast pointing out that this is the new viral thing.
Right. And then you see somebody in the mall, like on
the escalator,
and he's just like, somebody suck me.
Now it's random people doing it.
Somebody's at karaoke singing, somebody suck me.
Because that's the other thing. Like, what's the
Let's get physical.
No, it's not.
No, do you sing to?
No, I think it's ABBA.
Oh. I thought that was. Let's get physical.
Gloria? Gloria.
I don't know.
Anyway,
yeah.
It's a real cheesy song that's too.
Right.
Is my point.
Right, of course.
And so, like, they show, like, and it's going viral.
Yeah, it's viral. What's the sports dude that?
I don't know.
No, not Epstein. That's the wrong thing.
Dude,
Joel
I
Eisen.
tying my shoe the other day. I don't know sports.
Something Eisen. There's a dude on ESPN. Something Eisen.
This guy's on the ESPN show.
Yeah, and he guys like.
And he points out what we're all thinking.
He's like, I don't get it.
Is it because of the zoot suit?
Is it because he's saying something?
Asking people to suck him?
He's like, well, he didn't point it out at first. He's like, he's asking people to do something to him.
Yeah.
And then he's like,
his coach is like, yeah, it's pretty aggressive.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, saying somebody to suck him. So this goes viral.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you kind of see the effect of it.
To the point where Trippie Redd
Trippie Redd does an Instagram video. Yeah.
Or I think it was Twitter.
It looked like an Instagram video because, the
background made me think. Anyway,
it's social media.
It's social media. And someone's scrolling through and it's Trippie Redd goes, somebody suck me. And it zooms out and hits L's and he just goes, what the fuck?
Okay, so cut to Dicky and Mike are walking down.
No. Cut to Dave's parents.
Oh, yes, because I have a line from Dave's parents. So,
they're looking at Pinterest and they see just Dave in the yellow zoot suit.
They see gifs on Pinterest.
I know what you're. I know.
And then I love how the dad goes. The mom's like, "Oh, that's Dave," and he's like, "Oh, I know what this is. This is what the kids call a GIF."
But then, and then it cuts to other people saying, "Somebody suck me,"
and they come back
to the parents, and they've just got this look on their face
because you can hear it in the background. They can now hear what he's saying.
They hear Dave just saying over and over, "Somebody suck me," and it's like this look on their face, which are they ashamed? Are they? What's going on? I don't think they were ashamed. I think what it ends up pointing out is they're kind of amazed because the dad says it's at 40 million views.
Right.
So, damn, yeah.
Yeah. So then cut to, they're walking on the same, it seems like they're walking on the same street again.
It's basically like the opening where it's him and Gator walking,
except now it's Dave and Mike.
Yeah.
And so they're walking by, and this time when the TMZ truck goes by.
Well, they're talking about merch and
right.
about the next thing he wants to do. And then, the TMZ truck pulls up.
Talking about next moves, and then the TMZ, the bit is a TMZ comes by, and the people, somebody's like, "Hey!"
This time they do recognize Dave.
"Hey, you're that somebody sucks me guy."
and Dave tries going like, "Yeah, I'm also Lil Dicky. I'm a musical artist."
And they're like, "Yeah, say somebody sucks me."
And he's like, "No, I'm actually a musical artist too." And then some other guy on it points at Mike and goes, "Hey, are you that gay guy from Modern Family?" And Mike just goes, "Yep." But so here's my thing though. I think that was the exact opposite of what they should have done because now Dave isn't Lil Dicky. Now Dave is somebody suck me guy.
Yeah.
And I hate this for two reasons. One, because what I just said. Dave is supposed to be Dicky. He's not supposed to be somebody suck me. So I think that I'm wondering if we're going to see some friction going forward with him trying to be taken seriously when he's just this 15 minutes of fame douche,
Right.
And two, I'm real tired of everybody trying to fucking get famous quick with some quick challenge. I mean, you know what you heard about the coronavirus challenge?
What's that, say healthy?
No, some dumb bitch on an airplane says, so this is the coronavirus challenge. I'm not even scared of coronavirus. And licked an airplane toilet seat. So then a bunch of different stupid kids
No, they're not doing it.
are licking toilet seats to show that they're not afraid. And dude, we had the Tide Pod challenge. We got this one. I know we've had at least another one that's just stupid. We had the boiling water challenge.
What?
Yeah. Pouring boiling water on your friends or some shit. There was one for a while where, I
saw the cinnamon eating challenge.
The cinnamon eating challenge was like a while ago. And it was also one of those ones where like there's no permanent damage. It's just impossible.
Right.
It was also like when I was a kid, it was like, all right, can you eat 6 saltines in a minute? No one can.
No one can.
But like, you're not damaging yourself. Tide Pods poison you. There was one for a while. You know those electric stoves where they got the coils?
Uh-huh.
There was a challenge. I saw at least 2 people. We get it red hot and put your fucking arm on it. These aren't challenges. This is evolution fighting back.
Darwinism at its
These are
finest.
Darwin Award candidates who just aren't going all the way, man.
So, and yeah, that's right. So yeah, I do see what you're saying. Like, is it going to bite him in the ass? Like for just being famous, or is he able to turn it? Like, this is where I'm saying, like, I really like this because I think it's a setup for
True.
Now he's getting fame, and now you have to pick a direction to like, can you fight back against the stigma? They ended the show with him being in a stigma right now of, you're not the rapper. We don't know that much about you. All we know.
He was clearly upset because he was clearly upset about it because he just like, I think he said something about like, that's not cool or something to Mike to end it, you know?
Yeah.
So I also wonder, is this going to bring up some friction between him and Mike?
Right.
Mike made him the somebody suck me guy.
Yeah.
So that's what.
Ain't no going back now though.
No.
So that's hence the episode name.
Yeah.
Somebody. So now you know what the rest is. Somebody suck me.
I'm wondering what we'll get for the next episode.
Oh yeah, look this up. Episode 5.
Looking it up. So, like we said last week, rating. This is now my second favorite episode. For me, I like episode 3, 4, 2, 1 in that order.
Okay.
You are going to love the next episode. I can already tell you that.
What's it called?
Before I tell you what episode 5 is, episode 6 is talent shows. Interesting. Episode 5 is called Hype Man.
Oh!
I am excited, dude. Yes.
Can we make our predictions for like just at least one thing that happened? I mean,
Well, Gate is going to get him something.
Gator's got to be the hype man.
Well, and not just that, but Gate is going to get him something big.
Interesting.
That's what I think. At
Yeah?
least, that's how he becomes the hype man.
Gator's got to do something like that. He's going to do a show where he's going to be a hype man.
Yeah.
For sure. These are
For Dave, not Charlie/John. I'm excited for this.
That sounds good.
That sounds real good.
I wonder if they have a preview yet.
No idea.
We're going to look it up on YouTube after this.
We're gonna look it up on
I thought this was really good. I thought it
was good.
That was a great episode. I think every episode's like almost getting better.
Oh yeah. They're definitely they're pulling you in more.
Yeah.
Like I said, the main reason why I liked episode 3 better than this one is just this one was the building of his career, and the last one was the building of his relationship. And I just love his relationship with Allie so much. It's literally just, and I know it's a personal choice. Like they're neck and neck,
Yeah.
I think I gave last episode like an 8.6. I'm giving this an 8.5.
Okay, I'm doing this one 8 point. I don't know what I gave the last one.
The only reason I know is because I listened to last episode yesterday.
Okay. I'm going to give this one an 8.7.
Yeah. Still haven't broken the 9 mark.
We haven't gotten to 9 yet.
But like, what show has 2 of their first 4 episodes in the 8 range? You know what? This is actually something that I wanted to do.
Okay.
IMDb. I wanted to see what the
what
ratings,
people think.
The ratings for each episode.
Interesting. Let's read it.
So rate The Gander, episode 1, IMDb rating, 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Dave's First, 8.1 out of 10.
We're not far off.
The Hypospadius, because we still don't know.
Hypospadius.
Sure.
Hypospadius.
IMDb, 9 out of 10.
Wow.
Yep.
This one, I feel like this one's at 8. 8.5?
8.1.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I think it's good. And I think it's accurate. I think it is. The curve is accurate. I should say. Like, it's definitely getting better. I think last episode was just a little bit better, but once again, it's personal preference.
Right.
So yeah,
interesting. Well,
very excited for next week.
I'm excited for next week.
I mean, this is
Dicky. Please keep providing us with content during this epidemic.
Dude, I've got like 4 shows where it's just like, oh my god, I need that episode this week. If it weren't for these current episodes, I'd just be losing my mind.
I'd be fucking around. This is a great episode. Everybody go tune in. If you're not already, if this is your first episode listening to the Lil Dicky series, go check out the rest of the episodes and then check out our breakdowns and then
watch Atlanta.
And that we're going to get to, hey, I don't want to give that away, but I guess we give that away.
I was just saying, watch the show.
So that
Do you
way,
want to cut this?
So that way you're ready for the show me and Jeff are going to do when Lil Dicky's done. We're going to do it. We might even do it between now and then.
I mean, what else are we doing?
What else are we going to do? We got a bit of an epidemic. So yes, people, that is
So this one's a bit different because Dave is the one that Blake's like the expert, and I'm the one who I've watched it just 2 times before we do each one of these.
I watched this one like 2-3 times. Not
Atlanta,
that much.
I've watched the entire series a couple times.
Really? Okay.
Oh,
it's only 2 seasons long.
4 times, 5 times.
I've watched it once. I watched it once all the way through. Loved it.
Well, so the issue was for the longest time. I think it was like 8-9 months between when season 1 and season 2 came on Hulu. So I just watched season 1 a bunch.
Fuck.
Yeah. But yeah, fucking amazing.
Yes.
And the interesting thing about it is, while obviously it's a Donald Glover show, it is once again the story, and it's obviously set in Atlanta, but it's the story of an up and coming rapper.
Yes.
Now this one, however, is from the perspective of the manager. And it's not as funny.
There's some bits that are really funny. There's some bits that are really it's satire. Is that what it is? What's the kind of humor it is? Because it's very just like
it's very satirical.
Yeah.
I think Donald Glover said it best. He said
Curb Your Enthusiasm for black people?
For rap.
Oh, for rap.
Hip-hop.
Yeah.
That's what he envisioned Atlanta to be. So
yes. Yeah.
But I mean,
that'll be the next episode or the next season, the next series that we break down, guys.
Absolutely.
So we might even do it in accordance with as we do the Lil Dicky, because we've got a couple weeks. Yeah, we've got a couple weeks.
We all
to
need
do
something, right?
All right, Jeff. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. Jeff, do you want to shout out anybody? Shout out.
Yeah, I hate you all. Also, I need to update my email address. It is now doncheadlesdriveway@littleDicky.com. No 2 anymore.
We own that now. But yeah, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Unfiltered Bachelor. You can follow the show Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can follow it to listen to it. iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, everywhere podcasts are. That's where we are. You can follow me, Money Blakeweather, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And if any of y'all have feedback, anybody wants to bring up a certain thing from a latest episode, man, reach out, write us a message, send us a message, or reach out to unfilteredbachelor@gmail.com.
Has anyone reached out yet?
No, not yet. Well, I haven't checked.
I mean, if they do, that'd be
not on social media yet, but that would be great.
Yeah, we could go over them on this.
Oh yeah. If anybody wants,
how we're right and they're wrong.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So stay tuned for the next one, guys. Stay safe out there in them streets, in them Corona streets.
Self-quarantine is important, guys. Especially, I know, me and Blake, we're in the age range where if we get it, we're almost
probably going to be okay.
But at the same time, it's not us that we're worried about. It's,
At the same time, if Jeff sneezes on me, I'm burning this motherfucker. I'm just going to light him on fire.
When I went to the bathroom, I blew my nose and all your clothes. But also, what's the other
trick question? While you were sleeping, I already blew my nose on all of your clothes.
Also, everyone stop just overstocking on shit.
Please.
Get me ground beef at the store today.
Please, if I find some, I'll shout you out.
I'll just go during the week.
Go during the week, during lunch. I get. Anyways, that's our own struggles.
We're probably
quarantine struggles. We're gonna be okay. We're probably gonna eat each other by the next time.
I mean, too late.
But shout out to everybody. Stay safe. Stay quarantine and chill. And until the next time, we'll see you. Peace.